Welcome. This is Dan Powers from Champion Solutions Group, and I'd like to talk to you or introduce you to Ebridge. This provides integrations into ServiceNow to third-party security and enterprise applications to help you drive down your integration costs and accelerate development in your ServiceNow environment. Before we go further to Ebridge, let's take a look at why do people buy ServiceNow? Well, quite easily, it's for the main four pillars here: incident problem management, discovery, orchestration, and the newly thing of event management. They want to find root cause analysis, streamline restoration to services in their environment. They do this by populating a CMDB. Organizations today realize the importance of having a really good change management database and be able to keep this up to date as part of discovery. In ServiceNow, orchestration helps us create workflows. This helps us automate the mundane, remove some of the human error, and eliminate manual tasks, or at least streamline them if we can, making our users more productive. And newly created in ServiceNow is event management, the capability of bringing in events from all different sources in our environment so we can get a good business view of how healthy our environment is across the board. Those are some of the main reasons that people use ServiceNow today. And before we get into Ebridge, let's take a little deeper look, if we will, at ServiceNow and why it is the main workhorse in this environment. And Ebridge just helps augment your ServiceNow investment. As we had said, ServiceNow is the workhorse here. This is running your business rules, your workflows, escalations, policies, procedures, standards, all of those great things ServiceNow does as a platform operating on the CMDB data that represents your organization. The purpose of Ebridge is to provide bi-directional integrations into other existing enterprise and security applications inside of your environment. This can help populate your CMDB and provide callbacks from your workflows into those applications. This frees up your developers so that they can create business applications inside of ServiceNow that are meaningful for your business, while still leveraging Ebridge from that bi-directional capabilities to take action on those third-party applications if their workflows require it. At the end of the day, the goal of Ebridge is to accelerate the adoption of your ServiceNow environment. A few things we do want to point out about Ebridge: not just a one-off integration. It is actually a certified app inside of ServiceNow, and it is in the application store. It also has some of the same capabilities for discovery as ServiceNow does with their auto discover, and it can exist with or without the auto discovery capabilities, providing the same data to populate your CMDB, just as it does with auto discovery. And again, we can exist with or without auto discovery. Also note that Ebridge can also talk to Active Directory, so we can leverage all the information in your Active Directory environment and to pull that information into ServiceNow as well from a discovery standpoint and from orchestration, as we'll see shortly. And while we're talking about discovery, let's take a look at this. Whether we're talking about ServiceNow's auto discovery or Ebridge, we can find devices if they are online during our scan. We can keep the information update with changes, of course, if these devices are online during our scan. And effectively doing proper scanning, this works most of the time for most use cases in the environment. Ebridge can also, as I had mentioned, talk to Active Directory, so we can correlate AD objects with the live network objects we find in your environment and show delta differences, maybe finding stale devices in AD or differences of devices not found on the network. But in either case, discovery does have some gaps. And what some of these gaps are is, we mentioned, we only find devices during our scanning process. If the devices aren't there, we cannot update them. This also is true for stored devices, powered off devices. We can do some classification as far as what's a server, a printer, a desktop, maybe some IoT devices, but we can have some limitations on classification. And of course, the depth of discovery. We can't, for example, tell what type of software is being used on these devices, users, trends. So there are some gaps in our discovery capabilities. So how do we solve some of these gaps? Well, let's take a look forward. Well, in the years that we've been doing this, we know all enterprises have enterprise and security applications in their environment. They run from endpoint management, mobile management, SIMs, IDX, NACs, compliancy devices. Ebridge was designed to provide integration between those enterprise applications and ServiceNow to help us fill those gaps, finding the devices that are not online during a scan, finding devices that are at home, laptops, mobile devices, being able to pull in compliancy information. This was the purpose of why Ebridge was developed in the first place. And if we notice here, we can take any enterprise application in an environment, was what we call a girder, and that's a bi-directional data integration into your CMDB and event management. And it also helps us because we can provide callback, not just gathering data, but helping your orchestration and your business applications when you're trying to take actions on devices in your environment. By leveraging Ebridge girders, we provide a consistent, correlated, normalized data coming through various third-party applications into ServiceNow with consistent callback methods that you can use for your own orchestration purposes. And we do this all via RESTful API integrations between third-party applications and ServiceNow. Let's take another look at a benefit of using girders inside of Ebridge. From an event management standpoint, not only do we populate the CMDB, but we can integrate events across all of your third-party tool sets and bring that information into ServiceNow. The benefit, of course, is we have a single pane of glass where we can see all of the events from your various third-party tools, how they relate to business inside of your organization, and we can get a really good single pane of glass view of the health of your organization across the board. Drilling in further, we can even get more details. For example, what is the compliancy of your devices? What type of patches are needed out there? Providing a complete integration from an event management standpoint and helping reduce noise fatigue in your monitoring tools. Another example of leveraging Ebridge is complementing your existing orchestration. Because Ebridge provides that integration to third-party apps, your developers can concentrate on creating business workflows inside of ServiceNow. For example, onboarding a new user can be done very simply by calling Ebridge to call your endpoint management system to distribute software to a new laptop, call Active Directory to create a user, and even call your MDM solution to create the mobile device for that new hire user. So your developers can concentrate on business workflows and not integrations. And going further, if we have a compliancy girder in place, we'll also be able to probe that laptop, user, and mobile device to make sure it meets the requirements for the business before letting it on the network, keeping everything nice and secure. I'm hoping you see the benefits of Ebridge and how it can help maximize your investment in ServiceNow and turbocharge your adoption of ServiceNow. From asset discovery, populating that CMDB, by providing event management from all your third-party existing applications and been able to pull that data inside of ServiceNow, all the way to how we can help you with your orchestration in ServiceNow to allow your developers to concentrate on creating meaningful business applications for your organization and not have to worry about the integrations and the ever-changing integrations to third-party applications. We appreciate you watching our video. Thank you very much. Again, this is Dan Powers from Champion Solutions Group, and please reach out to us for any services in ServiceNow or information on Ebridge. Thank you for watching.